Так, so today we're talking to Michael. And yeah, Michael, please tell me what was like the motivation that when you started learning Russian, Michael?
Well, I think it was to be able my wife was from Russia, to be able to speak with her, my
Hmm.
mother-in-law, and now that my daughter's learning languages and is probably better at Russian than English at this point. So I can speak with her as well in Russian.
Right. Okay, so that's some context, right? And what did you want to achieve then, Michael? Like what was the goal?
I wanted to put some structure around, a lot of times maybe I'd started for, a month or a few weeks and kind of, got sidetracked. So I wanted something where it kind of would keep me organized and moving along steadily despite other things that always come up and then to just get some basic level of understanding and to hold basic conversations and to kind of use that as a starting point.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then also, so that was the challenge, right? Generally having the structure
Yeah.
and how about the language itself? Did you have any challenges with the language then? So it was like the project challenges, right? Generally.
Yeah, like I mean I probably didn't stick with any kind of whether it was like a book or like I mean I have a Russian language learn at home book I opened a few times when I got motivation but never whatever stuck with it, but it looking at it now it was kind of much too complicated to ever tackle by yourself. It's kind of good resource now that I know have a foundation and can kind of look at the more advanced things, but it would have been impossible for me to actually do anything with that. And then kind of like your Duolingos and stuff like that just kind of felt pretty pointless quickly.
Yeah, the problem with those resources, they're like kind of disconnected, right? And
Yeah.
then we usually don't hear them. So but the books can be awesome, like you can use them like for the curriculum to build a curriculum, but you cannot use them to learn something.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
hard.
Like, yeah, I mean, because obviously kind of for lessons and kind of studying resources, it's useful, right? But not kind
Yeah,
of
like as a
to
resource,
figure it
right?
out
But
to begin with. It's especially with I think I'm still not used to Russian not being like strictly phonetic, right? With kind of like the O's changing to A's and kind of the emphasis,
mhm.
what gets stressed here and there that I'm still, learning. So it's kind of, I need that. I can't just like see it in Cyrillic and understand, how it's supposed to be pronounced, right?
Yep, yep. Okay, Michael. And as for now, like how would you describe your current progress? Like, comparing to when we started, like 5 months ago or like a half a year, I guess, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've progressed really well in terms of understanding grammar, vocabulary, being able to hold my own in simple conversations. Although I need to work on stringing my sentence together when I'm telling stories and kind of making cohesive stories. That's kind of what I've been working on most recently. But it's come a long ways, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh, and does your daughter, mother-in-law, like family, how do they react now? Like, how do they feel? If you have something like that, like
Yeah,
some
no,
feedback
I
from
was, we just were FaceTiming, or I was probably on Max or whatever the Russian thing is.
Max already. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Whatever actually works, I don't know. Um,
Uh-huh.
and then she just, said a few things in Russian that I had been doing, and she's just like, oh, so it's like actually surprised. So
Okay.
that's cool.
Awesome.
And it's this we kind of integrate, whether it's at dinner time or just, when the family's all together, kind of doing, a lot of it's like Russian lessons for my daughter, kind of I get integrated in that now too, a lot of the times. They kind of, just kind of make it useful for all of us, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, you mean like when she has a class or like whatever she does, right? So you can
Like my wife
also
is teaching her something, expression Russian, or just
uh
talking to her in Russian. Like I'll just be like, she'll, integrate me. Like she's saying something more advanced or whatever, explain it to me and break it down and repeat it, kind of just making
okay,
it kind
okay,
of,
okay.
because she's using Russian all the time. So using it kind of as teaching moments for me, just kind of day to day stuff.
Yeah, yeah, that's well, you're lucky you have this exposure, like in the family. So
Yeah,
that's
it's
awesome. Okay. And then what do you think, like what parts of the program, what kind of features or whatever like helped you, what has contributed in general?
yeah. I mean, I think the kind of what was it, 3 times a week, shorter, kind of more just conversational calls, just kept things fresh and moving along, less formal. That was, just kind of a nice thing to do to, just keep exercising, kind of mix things up, whether it's, not necessarily the most, you're not seriously studying grammar or some rules or something. You kind of just get to use what you've been doing a little bit, with someone who's kind of patient and working with you there and, throwing some
Mm-hmm.
different stuff at you. And then, the kind of hour long class that I had once a week, it kept me to kind of do the homework each week, kind of stay on top of things. It really helped me keep accountable. And, my teacher, or her style was, she's super kind, but also pushed me, constantly to kind of progress. And it's like, this, you have the ability to do this, and kind of like urged me to kind of go as far as I could, as quickly as I could. And
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
she was a huge help in kind of, being a motivation and resource to help me progress.
Yeah, it's interesting how like if you just have serious calls, you will help progress slower than you have the kind of
Hmm.
both. But if you just have like informal calls, you also don't progress. So
Yeah.
it's kind of funny. Okay. All right. And yeah, what is one key thing that kind of like just give an advice to someone like you with the same, like in the same position.
Yeah, I mean, I think I found excuses for a long time about, I'll get to it then, I'll get to it eventually. And, just kind of saying like, that's enough. Like, I'm going to just do it and we'll see how it goes. You know, if you don't have enough time or whatever, you'll make time. First of all, there's more time than you think. And, it's not like you're in school or being graded. It'll adjust to the pace of your life and your ability to do the work, right? And so you kind of drive at that a lot of yourself. And I think just, but taking the time, for me, it was big. Like your advice with writing things down in a notebook and processing, taking the time to process what you've been learned outside of class really helped to solidify what was covered, I think.
Yeah, it's also funny that most of the learning actually is outside of the
Yeah.
class on your own. So you process
Yeah.
the language like but with a teacher you just have like it gives you structure, right?
Hmm.
So totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also great that you've mentioned because like now like what I see people are just like completely ADD, like ADHD what they call it. So like
Yeah.
with reels, I mean like I'm kind of scared what's going on, but you know, it's great that you were writing things down.
Yeah. But like my notebook, right?
Yeah, 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 sweet, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of the brain kind of meditates on your written notes, so
Yeah, I
it's
think
right.
it kind of adds another level of processing where it helps me retain things better or access them better too. So I don't know what's behind that.
Right, Michael. Yeah, also let's speak some Russian, right? So just like the basics, things I won't get into much of the details, but anyways, we just need to showcase a little bit, right?
Да.
Майкл, так, ну, давай сначала, где ты живешь? Да, сначала скажи, где ты живешь, кстати. Да, где ты живешь?
Я живу в Нью-Йорке,
Мгм.
Westchester County.
Ты сказал, это на севере, да, получается? Это на севере, да?
Да, да, да. Да.
Это далеко от центра? Далеко от центра?
Нет, недалеко. Э, эм, 4 минут.
4 минуты или 40?
Да.
4. 4?
А,
4
no,
минуты?
нет, 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 нет. 40. Да,
А,
да.
40 минут. 40 минут.
45 минут, да, да.
А, ну да-да-да, все. Ну тогда это близко, да.
Да.
Это на 45 минут на машине или на метро, на поезде?
На поезде.
На поезде. Мгм. Хорошо,
Да.
хорошо. Я понял. Так, дочка что делает сейчас? Что делает твоя дочка сейчас? Что она делает?
Моя дочка, думаю, она спит.
А, уже спит, да? Она уже
Да,
спит.
да.
А сколько сейчас времени у вас? Сколько времени сейчас у вас?
Э, 8:30. э,
8:30. Мгм,
Да.
мгм. Так, 8:30. Ну хорошо. А она ходит в садик у тебя? Она ходит в садик?
Нет, она не ходит в садик. Она дома каждый день. Но у меня есть няня. Эм,
Мгм. Хорошо. И что няня делает с дочкой? Что они делают? Что они
эм,
делают?
Няня играет с дочерью.
Мгм.
эм, и читает сказки.
А, вот, а какие сказки няня читает? Какие книги у вас есть?
Она читает книги по-русски. Она читает «Котенок по имени Гав», «Три медведи».
А, мама тоже читает эти же, одинаковые, да?
Да,
Эти же
да,
книги
да,
читает. То есть, ага. А у
да.
тебя есть они бумажные, да? Вы купили на Амазоне или где вы покупаете книги?
Наня,
А, няня покупает, да?
да, Наня, uh, she sells it. It's like a business. She like
А, она
Да,
продает
она
книги, да?
продает книги, да.
М.
Эм,
Она
в,
импортирует, она
э,
импортирует,
э,
импортирует, даже импорт.
интерпрет- не знаю. Но э, never mind.
Ну, я понял, понял, хорошо, хорошо. То есть это книги няни. Няня как бы дает
Да,
книги,
да,
да?
да,
Няня
да,
дает книги.
да,
Ага,
да, да, да.
ага, круто. Хорошо,
Она
ладно.
очень активна на Russian community. Like, э,
А, ну да, ты можешь сказать, она очень активная, да-да-да. А она готовит? Она у вас дома готовит? Няня готовит?
нет, она не готовит, what was the word?
А,
А,
она греет
а,
еду,
а,
да?
она говорит на обеды. э,
Да-да-да, она греет на обед, да. Мгм.
да.
А, хорошо. А что твоя дочка ест тогда? Какую еду твоя дочка любит?
Она ест молоко, фрукты, как малина, м, курица, макароны, картошка, картошка.
Мгм, мгм.
Все.
Бургеры. Она любит бургеры.
Бургеры? Да, да, она любит бургеры.
Конечно, да. Хорошо, хорошо. Ладно, ладно, ладно. Ну все, супер, Майкл. Давай тогда скажем всем пока. Yeah, is there something else you want to say to people like you, Michael? Just
If you're thinking about it, just give it a try and see how much you can actually learn and progress in pretty quick time when you actually stick to it.
yeah, it's like actually, Michael, you had like a condensed experience, I guess, right? So it was pretty quick, like what you've achieved. So this kind of basic conversation. You know what? When you have the foundation guys like this, then you can kind of um you can start processing things like textbooks once you have the foundation, right? Okay,
Yeah.
okay, awesome, Mike. Yeah, let's stop it. I guess that's it for the
All right.
interview, right? So так, все хорошо, круто. Oh, whoops. There's the not this one, not this one. This where's the rec button? Oh, there.